Hey Brickheads, Scott with 36 Bricks here, and we are going to talk about lighting. Let's check it out. Alright guys, so as you guys have kind of noticed in my channel, I've been working a lot on the organization of my parts and all of that. Soon, once I get all that finished, I will be working on my city. But in between, like, I started thinking about it and I put everything on a double mills plate. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Alright guys, so if you take a look at, this is my daily bugle. I went ahead and took two, doubled it, made it bigger this way and a lot taller. And I went ahead and I put it on essentially I used a double mills plate. This gives me a little bit more space to get my fingers in. If I have to, put extra wiring in there once I light my city, I can, all that kind of fun stuff. So in doing the entire city, I didn't want to sit there and put everything together and then decide, you know what, I am going to go ahead and light my city and then have to take it all apart, right? Just to put the lighting in and stuff like that. So I got to thinking, I was like, you know what? If we're going to do it, let's go do it. So I went ahead and started looking at different places to do lighting. Now, I'm not an electrician, I'm not an expert, I am just a DIYer. So keep that in mind when it comes to this video. I'm just going to show you essentially one of the least expensive or cheapest ways to light your city. Quite frankly, I'm not going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars or thousands of dollars on lighting kits because how often am I going to light my city? How often am I actually going to turn on the lights to my city? And that's an important factor when thinking about the lights. So I started looking online, and again, there's a lot of companies out there that are going to do a way better job than I will, but I'm going to give it a shot. So my plan is, I've done a little research, and I'm going to be essentially installing lighting, not light kits, that I found on Amazon. So far, it's the cheapest way, and let me show you what I'm talking about. Alright guys, so here we are at the desk. So what I'm going to be showing you is I did a little bit of research on Amazon and online, found a lot of light kits, but some of the light kits that I've found, they're $70, $80, $90 up to $150 for some of the light kits. And what I've found is, yes, they are a lot more detailed, you get a lot more for those. But when you're talking about lighting your city in a very basic way, I'm just talking mainly the modular buildings, you want to be as kind of frugal as possible because it gets so expensive. Here's what I'm talking about. When you're combining 2 or 3 or 4 of the modular buildings, or even doing each modular building, so we'll start there. Say you go out and you buy the Tudor corner, okay? And a lot of companies out there, they're selling a light kit for the Tudor corner, and it's going to be $80, okay? And what you're going to get with that is every aspect of that modular is going to be lit. So you're going to have the exterior lightings or light lamps lit. You're going to have the interior. You're going to have actual lights in the interior lit and all of that, and it's going to look beautiful. Some may have different color lighting where it has blues and greens and all of that. And my question is that really needed or necessary? Is that really what you want? For some people, if you're watching this video, maybe you, that's not what you want. You want basic coloring, a warm light, all of that. So this is what I found on Amazon, and I'll have the link below. And it is, it seems to be a great product. Now, what it comes with is this particular package. It, as of right now, as of right now, May 4th, may the force be with you. It's $22, okay? And it's, again, I'll have the link below. It's $22, and you get 20 pieces of you get essentially this, off-brand Lego plate. You get the light board that has 2 LED lights attached to it, and then you have the connectors into that board. Then you also get 20 of these lights, 20 of these wires, which are very, very thin wires. And then you also get, where is it? The USB plug for it. Now, if you want to use this LED or this USB port, you can. It's really up to you. But it is a great tool. So this is what really kind of comes in the box. So you get the 20 wires at 5.9 inch length, so roughly a little more than 5.5 inches. You get the USB port, which is 20 inches long, and then you get the 1x4 bricks that have the board, and they come separated, and I'll show you because I have purchased a couple of these, and I kind of want to show you what we get. Alright guys, so this is the box that I received. Simple, has, the marketing and all that kind of fun stuff. But once we go ahead and open this up, it comes in these packages. We're going to empty all of this out. So you have the instruction book, and you have an empty box, and then now you have all the ingredients that you'll need. Now, as I mentioned, you get a total of 20 off-brand plates. Now, these are key because if you try to use regular plates, I'll show you the difference. Alright, I went ahead and pulled one out, and as you can see with this one, it's a little hard to tell, but there is no inset to it versus this one does. So you can see the anti-studs on the bottom. This doesn't have anti-studs. The reason why is because it comes with the board, and the board fits right into the plate. So you can't really do this with regular plates or regular Lego base plates. So it comes with the off-brand Lego plates. It comes with the wire, like I kind of showed you. Now it's cool because the wires already have the connectors and they are all set to go. Then it has the boards. Now each board, I'll rip one open and have you guys take a look, but each board has 2 LED lights and 2 ports. Okay, so if you take a look at this, so in the middle right here is the 2 LED lights, and then on each side it has the port. Now, it doesn't matter when you're trying to plug in power, it does not matter which port you plug into. They're universal, so power can go on this side and the light can go on that side, or what have you, if you want to connect additional boards. Now, it's really cool because what this allows you to do is this does give you kind of an extender, and you can connect multiple boards to each other or just light one. It's totally up to you. So let me kind of show you what the process is. It is very easy to do this. All right, getting real tight on this viewpoint. So here's the plate. What you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to go ahead and peel off the little white plastic strip, and then you're going to set this right inside. Easy as that. Now, I will be honest in saying some of the reviews that I've seen, have actually showcased that the connection isn't great, the adhesive isn't that great. So what I've decided to do is take my fingers and just kind of push very, very hard. I don't do it on the ports because I don't want to cave in the parts or ports, but you can kind of just do it a little bit and go that way. Now, if you are worried about this, coming out over time due to gravity or heat or whatever, you can just go ahead and stick some super glue on the reverse side just to kind of keep it in there, but that's totally up to you. That's what the reviews are saying, at least. Haven't had to do that. All right, so from here, all you have to do, set this down. We're going to open up these wires. Pull the pack out. Now again, it comes pre-wrapped. The black and whites are already, twined together, so it makes it very easy to do, and all of that jazz. And we're going to go ahead and connect one wire. Now they only go in one way, so if you if you can kind of see this, on one side it has the wires, on the other it doesn't. It has the plastic. You want the wires to go toward the board. It only goes in one way, so if you try to force it, it will break. And what I do is I use my handy dandy tweezers, just a little bit of just to secure it in there, because sometimes they will pop out, but you can hear a click when you do it that way, and then they're very snug. Okay, then you take this, and this is the power, the USB power supply. Essentially, it doesn't come with any kind of plug-in. It just comes with the USB port or line, and this is a little longer, but you can easily, most of the time you're going to plug this into a hub anyway, so it's not going to be, it's not detrimental if you don't have that. So we're going to go ahead and plug this in to a hub, and then we're going to essentially do what we just did with this wire. So again, the wire's down, plug it in, and you can already see that the lights are coming on. Now I decided you have two options for these lights. You can get bright white or warm, and I decided to pick up the warm. So I'm going to show you how bright these are. I'm gonna stop real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and shut the lights off, and that way you can fully see how bright these. All right, so gives it a very kind of spooky look. If I take these off, you can kind of see how it glows through my finger. I don't know if it's going to glow through my hand, but it glows through my finger. Look at that. That looks cool. But anyway, so this kind of gives you an idea. So as you can see from my face cam, I've completely shut off all the lights to my garage, so we're good there. And then we are going to light this up. And you can see, you can't even see the board. It is light, or it is bright. And this is the warm color. This isn't bright white. So personally, I think this is bright enough to what we're needing or what we're wanting for my city. And it looks great. So again, it's very simple. Now, when you're wanting to connect multiple, we're going to essentially go through the same process. So before we added the secondary wire, this wire is our power supply. We're going to crack open this again. If I can get my fingers through there. Oh my gosh. Grab that. Grab that. Again, peeling off the sticker. Again, sliding it in within the plate, the bottom of the plate, pushing down firmly just to get that adhesive to connect and solidify a little bit. We're going to plug the wire in, and you will already see the moment it touches, it already starts to light up. And again, it's not insecure, so I take my tweezers and I put them in just like that. And bam, now you have two. Now, per the instructions, here's the crazy part. So per the instructions, it says don't add more than 40 of these together. And again, these are $22. You get 20 of them, so just over $1 each. I've seen other places resell them for $4 and $5 each. That's crazy. So you're going to save quite a bit just by going onto Amazon. And again, the link will be in the description below. I'm not an affiliate, so I get nothing for the link. Okay? So this gives you kind of an idea of what we're talking. And you can add 40 of those to the process. So, I mean, you can't beat that. That's $1, essentially $1 per light strip, and it lights the floor pretty well. So, how do I prove that? Well, let's break out a build and put this bad baby to work. All right, guys. So this is what we're gonna do. So like I said, I bought several of these. What I decided to do was I went ahead and pre-made or put together the plates and the lights for these. That way it's easy for me to grab and I'm not having to, you know, do it every single time and have you sit through them. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to place a couple right there and then I will grab them as needed if I need them. So here's what we're going to do. So I went ahead and grabbed this build right here. Great build. It is called the Natural History Museum. We're going to start with that. And essentially, I'm going to light this up. So at first, I'm going to test it and see if we can get away with 2 lights. If not, we will do 3, and then we will do 3. And we'll see how that works out. So, nothing to it but to do it. Let's get her done.
Warning, 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 warning. What you are about to see may freak you out, may trigger you, may be so traumatic to you, you may want to stop watching or at least fast forward another minute. Warning, warning, warning.
All right, guys, real quick, before we get started, the reason for the warning is because we're going to be drilling into Lego. I have a drill right here, and this drill bit actually is small enough to where if you take a jumper, a 2x2 jumper, it fits right in the hole and allows for the wire to actually go through. So, fair warning, I am going to be switching out parts to add these jumpers so that I can bring in the actual wiring. So, fair warning, you've been warned. Alright guys, so this is what I've done, okay, just to kind of give you an idea. So I went ahead and put this down. So I went ahead and filtered the line. Now, I do plan on revamping this system. I don't necessarily like this, so I will go ahead and change that later. But for the sake of this video, this is kind of what I did. So I went ahead and replaced this 2x4 brick with a 1x4 arch. That way, I'm not drilling into anything. I wanted to give this as an option. You can also, if they are strategically placed, use the Technic 1x2 or 1x4 brick and filter that. But when I looked at that and I actually opened it up, there is nothing behind it. It is a solid brick. So in lieu of drilling through brick, this is the route I'd went. Now with this said, I don't know if it was by accident or purpose, but the cool part about it is I was actually able to filter this in And under the floor, if you've ever built this, under the floor is a mouse kind of Easter egg showcasing that there's a mouse under there with a piece of cheese. Well, inside the build, there's another 1x3 arch, and it allows me to actually, without drilling, to feed this line through, which ends up being great. And then behind the stairs, it actually acts as a, you know, because the stairs goes up like this, it actually allows me to actually pull this out and hide the wire within those I don't want to in those holes there. So it actually works out really well to where the wire isn't you know, really shown, or you know, it's hidden, and then all you have to really do is plug them in. So from here, you would easily take what we've already put together here, divide this out on the bottom, and then it will light the bottom. So let's go ahead and do that now. Now, the bad part about this is essentially now, and I am going to work on a system to where it's magnetic. I know there's a couple people out there doing it already, but I want to try my hand at my own version to see what works for me. But essentially what I can do is angle the camera up so that you can see. Flip this upside down, place this probably, let's see if it'll go here and here. So let's kind of divide the space, probably even it out so that the wire is taut. Taut, I think is the word. Okay, so it straightens out the wire here, and it allows it to you know, clutch at the bottom, and it's straight, and it'll just kind of go where we want it to. Now you can hide this wire underneath you know, plates, but I just don't want to put too much on the wire itself, because you could easily you know, feed it through the clutch of the plates and stuff that are underneath, and then go from there. So hopefully, as long as we have this on correctly, we can go ahead and plug this in, making sure that, again, the wires are towards, because that's what makes it difficult, especially when you're dealing with one hand. You can place this in here. Again, I like to use the little tweezers to secure them in. Bam, and make sure that clutch is on point, and essentially pull. What is this nut? Ooh, okay, so I don't like that because I can't adjust the wires. So we're going to adjust this. So we're going to put it in the middle here, and yeah, that allows us to feed the wires in. Okay, so now we're going to stick this on top. So from here, it is a simple process because the wire is already there, and it's actually ready, or no, it's not. It's not ready. So from here, sorry, we actually need to filter the wire through to the top section, which should be fairly easy. What's giving me difficult right now is the wire that is from there and there. I may end up putting those in a different spot, but we will see. So from here, because the Natural History Museum has the holes, you can easily just pull the wire through, and you don't have to worry about anything. So we're going to set up another 2 wires here. We are going to, and then we're going to place those on the roof and then connect them together. That way it is easy, and you guys can see. And again, as I'm doing, for the most part, other than you know, feeding the wire into the initial base, I am doing this all live. It's not taking me much time to actually put these together. It's legit just figuring out the way. Now, it can be more difficult because on some modulars, it is flat. There's no, it's not an easy process to bring the wires up from one level to another. And that's where the handy dandy drill comes in. And you just have to kind of figure that out. So we have that. We're going to place a second one in, and that should end our connection. We actually really don't need anything else. Now again, I'm not lighting any lamps. I will probably do that at a later time, but I'm not doing any of that sort. So essentially what I can do now is position these to where the wire comes up through and attaches to the roof. So the trick is to figure out where to place these on the roof. So this naturally goes this way. So we're going to essentially just position these. I would recommend toward the, well, depending on how bright you want the lights, we're going to switch that. Depending on how bright you want the lights to shine through the windows, will determine where exactly you want. So if you want them to shine brighter, then you put these bars closer to the windows. If you want them dimmer, you can easily put them further away from the lights. And I'll actually, here, let's do this. I will position this way, or toward the back. And that way you can kind of see the difference between the two. And then all you have to do is find that wire, which I will do now, to connect. Now this can be tricky, to be honest, because, oh, the wire's connected to here. Sounds stupid. It can be a little tricky because, of course, when you lift this up, you only have, because it's not magnetic, you only have a set space to actually work with the distance. So, again, showing you here, we're going to connect this wire. And bam, there you go. Now I'm gonna adjust the lights. I'm gonna actually move this so you can see. And I'm gonna go shut off the lights so that you guys can see the difference and how it looks. I mean, the way I'm seeing it, it actually looks pretty good. I'm actually really excited. And this build was actually fairly easy. If I turn down the power on my monitors, this kind of gives you an idea. It's very simple. And I used, what did I use? I used 4 lights, and it's lit pretty well. So as you can see from this side, I believe, let me confirm. Yeah, so this side here is actually, the light is more forward versus this side. The light is more back, and to be honest, you can't really see, or at least I can't really see, much of a difference in the lighting. I really can't. So I'm actually very happy with this. So that gives me 4 lights, or well, it's 8 LEDs because there's 2 LEDs on one strip, but that gives me. It only took me 4 of these, which $22 for 20 of them, so roughly $1. Okay, so it only cost me to light this building, just the building, not the lamps or anything like that, just the building. It is costing me $4. That's right, I said it right, $4 to light this building. I mean, $4. $4. And I know that there are people that are selling one of these for $4. So that, I mean, that's a savings of what? $12 right there. Now, again, I don't have street lights lit. I don't, you know, there's not, you know, lighting on these outskirts or anything like that. But I mean, I like it. I mean, I really, really like it. So that kind of gives you an idea of what we're talking about. You don't have to spend a ton of money on lights. Again, and this is a, you know, this, now mind you, this is a general modular. If I wanted to add another level, that would cost me another $2. Because some of the builds I stack up. So right now, this is costing me $4 to light. Alright guys, so as I just showed you, we lit up the Natural History Museum. I wanted to go ahead and show you guys the process of me, again, warning, drill alert, of lighting a taller modular, as well as having to actually drill in and go through that process of fitting the wires through parts. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so wanted to show you the progress. So this took me about 30 minutes, so not long at all, to be honest. Probably would have just added maybe, you know, 15 minutes to the build, if that, because I could have easily just worked in the wiring as I built. But here's what we've got. So as you can see here, we are lit. We are lit, and I am super excited because this looks fantastic. Again, it took me about 30 minutes. So as you kind of saw from the video, my first thing that I needed to do is somehow get the wire inside the build, right? So what I did was I took this side apart, put in that 1x4. I could have probably did a 1x3, but I don't have any 1x3s. So I did a 1x4 arch, fed the wire through there, and because the Parisian restaurant is flat on the ground, there's no step-ups like others, it naturally just went in there. Perfect for what I was doing, okay? So from there, it wasn't that difficult to continue the process. So I did have to drill. Oh, the light shut off. So I did have to drill. The lights come in like this, and essentially they attach to here. Oh, it attaches to here, just like so. I think I just didn't have it in all the way. Okay, and essentially, I put two lights here to light the bottom floor. Then I did drill in on this side and I could have probably done it the opposite way. I probably messed it up. I probably could have let this wire go up and then have these go down and then drill the wire over here and then so on. So I kind of messed up there, but that's okay. I mean, it didn't hurt anything. So I have the wire going this way. It goes down connects to this plate here and goes through the floor. Now, if you wanted to replace, if you didn't want to drill like I'm doing, and you wanted to replace one of these parts with a, you know, what is it, a 2x4 with Technic holes in it, you can easily do that and feed it in and go to the next level. Now, once I put this on, then we go to the next level, pop this up. You see that the wire connects here, goes over and across. Now, I didn't like, so the issue that I had when I did that is I saw the wire from the windows. So what I did was I just took two 1x1 studs, and I'll get closer so you can see it, but two 1x1 round studs, placed them right there to hold the wire, and it holds great. It doesn't pinch or anything like that, but it still gives room to where there's no possibility of pinch versus hiding it in a plate, you might have a pinch. But I did it that way. It looks great. It's hidden, and the wire comes all the way to this side and then goes in through the bottom of the floor. Then on to the next level. After I put this back on, so pop that on, and now we're down to the next level where we went ahead and fed the line through. We fed it through on this side, have it come up, and we ended on that side. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and shut the lights off and then let you see the impact that this is giving off, because it really doesn't do it justice when all the lights are on. So I'm going to run over here, shut the lights off, come back, dim the lights on the monitors, and again, there you have it. Now in total, this cost me $6. $6. Now, as you can see, these are a little bright, but that's okay. But it cost me $6. Now, here's what it doesn't have. Again, it doesn't have any lighting here for restaurant goers, because this is essentially the restaurant, right? So it doesn't have any lighting here. You can simply add a little bit of lighting. Done. Bam, bam, bam. You're good to go. Also, doesn't have any lighting here. Now, from my camera, it's well lit because of the monitor. But if I was to shut off the monitors, where's my remote? Anyway, so if you were, if you know, the ambient light and my cameras are really good, so it kind of gives you that look. But there is no lighting out here. I would probably add an exterior light here. You know, add a light at one of these lit, you know, for lighting, and ultimately be good to go. So overall, I'm actually really excited about how this is going. Ultimately, I have lit 2 buildings. The Natural History Museum and the Parisian restaurant for $10. And I still have plenty of these pieces to go. Alright guys, so I didn't film the transition and adding them in, but I went ahead and took my Central Park mock from the Friends sets that I did a while back, and I went ahead and added the lights in there. Now, I've already adjusted the lights, so there's no coming back, but wanted to kind of share my thoughts on this. So, what I did with this particular set is I turned around and I only added in one of these light strips per floor. So this would be like if you, this would kind of essentially be the minimum that you would do for a 3-story building. So you would put in a 1 light switch or 1 light strip here on the first floor, then the second floor, and then the third floor. Now, the cool part about this is obviously this is the cheapest you would go for a 3-floor building. If it's a single story, then obviously you would only add 1 light strip. If it was 2 stories, 2 light strips. So I wanted to kind of give you an idea of what it would look like 1 strip per floor, and this is essentially what it would look like. And I actually, I like it. It's still well lit. Now, as you can see here, these are elevator shafts, so they're not lit and they are sectioned off. So there's no light whatsoever in there, but it still gives you an idea of what this all looks like. And I like it. It's not that bright, but at the same time, it's bright enough. So the reason I showcase this is, like I said, I used 3 light strips in here, or light plates in here. For the $20 value that I'm showcasing, I've lit a single modular for 3 of those plates. So now I have 17 left over. So I just want to showcase, you don't have to do a lot for it to seem like there's a lot. Now again, there's no exterior lit, of course. There's no lighting or whatsoever around the front other than the front windows, but I actually really like how it looks. So wanted to just share this perspective as well, as far as there only being 3 light strips in here. If I wanted to add, 3 more in here, or a way for the light to protrude into these a little bit, I could. But overall, this is kind of how it would look. And if you really think about it, not every building in a city is going to be lit. So that's where that comes into play. Alright guys, so pretty excited about the progress. Off camera I went ahead and did the Tudor Corner, I did my friend Central Perk mock, I did the Parisian restaurant, and I did the museum. Plus I have 2 left over, so I am super excited. This looks awesome. I'll shut the lights off in a minute, but essentially I have seen online that just for the Tudor Corner to light the building, it might be $60 to $80. Same with all the rest, and I've done it for less than $20. So pretty excited. Again, don't have the little, ambiances, the light posts and all of that, but I am really excited of how it came out. Now I've shut off the lights, and you really get a feeling of that ambiance from inside the buildings. Again, don't have the light posts or anything like that done, but I think these look amazing. And again, I did it for less than 20 bucks because I still have 2 of the strips left over. Pretty excited. So I'm gonna continue this momentum, do the rest of my city as time progresses. All of my builds going forward are going to be lit as I go, and that'll do it. Alright guys, so there you have it. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like my content and want more. Please consider joining one of my memberships or donating to the channel. Hope to see you soon, goes, and we'll see you next time on 36 Brix. Did you like that video? Please like, share, and subscribe. If you like my content and want more, please consider joining one of my memberships, as every little bit counts. Want to see more? Check out this video. Or, well, shit, maybe this video. That video. Check out all my videos on my YouTube channel. And if you want to hang out during live streams, come do that too. Thanks for watching.